Hi there, welcome to TDCat Tech, and welcome to this feature that I am going to rather aptly call Amazon FAQ. The idea of this is that I just go through and look at the questions and answers, the customer questions and answers for a product that I have either recently reviewed, have a lot of experience with, or just used for a long time or something like that, just to give you my view on the questions that are being asked and give you my answers. I'm not going to claim to know it all about all these products. I'm not going to claim to give you super accurate answers or anything like that. But hopefully I can have just sort of an informal chat about it, and you might, learn something about the product in the process. I definitely can't say that this video is going to be particularly short, and I definitely can't say that it's going to be particularly interesting either. So stay watching if you feel like it, and if you're after something really quick and to the point, then probably tune away and watch something else. So today I'm going to start off with this one. This is the Argus 3 Pro, and I've just released a review for this. So I've been testing and using it for quite a few weeks now, and I'd say I'm fairly familiar with the product. I've come to it on Amazon today, and it says it's currently unavailable. So I don't know what Reolink are doing with their stock there in the UK, but considering this is Prime Day today, I would have thought this would definitely be available on Amazon. Anyway, this camera is a battery-powered and solar-powered CCTV camera, and it's great. I mean, it has great image quality. It's got really nice functionality. And the best thing about it is, of course, that you can put it anywhere. It doesn't even have to be connected with Wi-Fi because it has a micro SD card in it. You can just use it on its own entirely, capture stuff when things happen, and then come back to it and look at the footage later if you wanted to. So massive amount of uses with this one, way beyond what a normal CCTV camera would normally, or could potentially be used for. So let's take a look down and whiz past all the usual stuff so we get to the actual questions and answers. So here they are. And I'm going to start with this one at the top. Let's zoom in and highlight the one that I'm looking at the moment. Here's the first question, and it's been answered already by Andy on the 8th of June. And it says, is time-lapse any good? Bit of an odd question for an FAQ, or well, I suppose it's a fair question to ask. So the idea is here that the Reolink have added in a feature on the app, on the phone, that allows you to program the camera to say, well, I don't know, in the case at the moment, I'm doing a test time lapse, which I'll show you in a second. And that is capturing, I think, a picture every minute. I think I set it to every minute, and it's doing it for a whole day. And you can do any sort of combination of that. So you can say, take a picture every 10 seconds and do it for an hour, or every 5 seconds. So it's just a simple time lapse feature, really. I'm not sure how much it has a place on a CCTV camera, but for this CCTV camera, because you can put it anywhere and because you can move it about so easily, and it's not just going to be something that's stuck in one place, it is a nice feature to have and is a really nice and welcome extra. I wasn't sure whether too many people would be interested in it, but based on the questions in this FAQ section, it seems they are. So is the time-lapse any good? Well, have a look at this and see what you think. Yeah, it's a nice feature to have. Let's move on to the next one. Is this camera compatible with the NVR? So what they're talking about here is a network video recorder. So the box that sits in your house has much bigger storage space on than maybe the micro SD in the camera does, and allows you to record either permanently or just on motion, but it transmits over a certain protocol, so RTSP or ONVIF, and the camera has to support that in order for the NVR to be able to pick it up and connect to it. And no, this camera doesn't. It's a battery operated camera, so it does everything it can to reduce power usage. So a camera like this is not generally going to be compatible with this sort of product. You'd need to use something that's permanently powered up. Like, for example, I'm testing the Reolink 810A at the moment. That's a 4K camera, and that supports all the extra stuff that you would expect with a powered camera, power over Ethernet, standard mains adapter power, whatever. But a battery-powered camera like this Argus 3 Pro isn't going to be compatible with an MVR. It's just not going to be sensible to use it with one. The next question has been answered by a couple of different people. When I first got the camera, I charged up fully until light went green. It has now been on charge all night and still only at 52%. Is this normal? Not really. No, I wouldn't say so. The only thing I can really think of on this, I mean, you can read what it says on the screen there from the other people. But yeah, certainly retry the app. Literally kill the app on the phone and re-go into it. And also maybe try the desktop app as well, because the Reolink do a decent desktop app for macOS and Windows. So possibly try that and see whether it reports the correct battery charge back to you. The other thing maybe is that the USB charger that you've used is different each time. So maybe it's like just not broken, or maybe it's just not capable of charging the camera properly or something. It's just like a 500 milliamp USB port that you're trying to use, or it's just not sufficient to really charge the camera up to any great extent, particularly if it's on at the same time. I don't know. It's a bit of an unknown one, this. Not really sure. And if it still doesn't work with a different USB charger that you know is a 2 amp charger, then I'd maybe send it back. And, sounds like possible faulty battery, but who knows. Okay, do I have to pay for the app to set up the time lapse? No, this is just part of the app. So you can just go into it, you can set the camera up to do its thing, and it carries on doing it. So no, it's not a pay feature at all. Next one, what SD card do you need for storing 4K recording? Well, it's not a 4K camera for one. This is a 2K camera. This is a 2560 by 1440 camera, so 3.7 million pixels. And I don't really know why there's a question here about 4K recording. It's not necessary to have anything amazingly fast because it's all going to be compressed video that's done on this anyway. So, I'm not sure why. Why? Is this just a general question, not talking about the cameras? Is just someone come in and just gone, oh yeah, what camera do you recommend for so-and-so? Just come in and asking about something completely different. Maybe. All right, next one. Hi, I may have missed this in the description, but can I assume the product comes with all the necessary fixings for outdoor wall mounting? Yes, it does. It comes with the bracket, and it comes with a strap to put it on the tree together with the bracket, and it comes with screws and roll plugs. There we go. Right. Does this package include the solar panel? And it mentions solar panel in the description, but it's not shown. And I think this is a little bit of a dodgy one by Reolink. They always kind of promote these cameras as being solar cameras, but no, this is a product that has to be bought separately and is rarely, if ever, sold with it. And when I did the review of this camera, I made sure I put in the description of the video, although I'm showing the two together here, they are not part of the same package. It's definitely worth buying one, I reckon. It's about £25, I think. It's 25 UK pounds, so $25 as well. Seems to be the same. But definitely worth having one because you can use it with the solar panel and it does seem to work okay. Even here in the UK when we don't have too much sun, however, we are at the longest time of the year here in the Northern Hemisphere at the moment. So I would certainly recommend it, but no, it does not come with it. So let's have a look at the last one here. Camera is clearly working, but keep disconnecting from my phone. Any ideas why? Well, again, it's one of these Wi-Fi questions, isn't it? And let's be honest, most of these sort of questions are going to be a problem with the customer's Wi-Fi. There's just so little information here to go on. I mean, someone says it disconnects from my phone. Well, where's the camera? Where's the router? How far apart are you? What Wi-Fi are you using? What router are you using? Just so many unknowns. So really, given this, you really want to put a bit more information in this question and say, I have tried this with the camera right next to the router. I've rebooted the camera and it's picked up that Wi-Fi. It's showing a good signal on the camera, but it still keeps disconnecting, even though my phone also has good connection to the Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Just qualify it a little bit more because this, as it stands, is pretty meaningless. I will say, however, that if you don't have great Wi-Fi around your house, these type of cameras
are not great at picking up Wi-Fi. They're always kind of the ones that are on the fringe. If you're going to have somewhere where haven't got great Wi-Fi reception, these cameras probably won't do a great job. They've got to be able to stream video at a reasonably high bit rate if you want a high image quality, and sometimes, particularly this one, because of the power saving, it essentially has to power up and start doing its thing and make that connection when it gets sort of connected to, if you like. So it has to power on certain things, and it doesn't always do it successfully. So you can get certain times when it just says connection failed on the camera. But overall, if your Wi-Fi is good, the camera will be fine. So I just think these sort of problems are 90% down to, maybe even higher than that, down to people having rubbish Wi-Fi in their house. It's like my parents, they kind of use FaceTime on their phones, and they have this old 2.4 gigahertz router, and it's just stuffed in the corner somewhere. Then they wander over to the other side of the house and wonder why they can't talk to me anymore. And that's the reason, you just, I don't know, putting in Wi-Fi in a house takes, you've got to take some thought, and it's a proper infrastructure that really has to have some thought behind it, and to get good coverage. Yeah, people expect miracles from a radio network these days, but anyway, won't get into that here. There you go. There are the FAQ for this particular product. Let's have a quick scan down the reviews. It gets pretty good reviews from what. You got any bad ones here? It's got some. Won't work with Wi-Fi only mobile data. Well, that's complete rubbish. So this has been given a 1 star because yes, it does work. The camera does work with Wi-Fi. Okay, so yes, this might be a faulty product. It might be an out-of-box failure. These things happen. It doesn't mean give it a 1 star on Amazon, because that just doesn't sound. It's just not very fair, is it? You probably got your Wi-Fi set up wrong. Don't blame the camera for that. But hey ho. Anyway. Each their own. They're entitled to put a 1 star review, I suppose, if they wish. So there we go. Let's take a quick look at the FAQ for the Reolink Argus 3 Pro. If you enjoyed this section, please put something in the comments. I think just enjoy taking a look at the Amazon questions, though I think that probably suggests otherwise there, because I probably sound like I was getting wound up more than anything else. But if you like this and you enjoyed listening to it, then please do let me know, and I'll do another one for some other products. Thanks a lot, and I will speak to you soon.